I left the theater so happy to see this movie, and my opinion of it has aged like milk over the last 2 weeks. Please leave your thoughts in the comments because I'm very interested what you guys thought. Hopefully that will change my opinion about it. Let's put 5 minutes on the board and talk the Many Saints of Newark. This movie feels very weird. We're going to start from the fan side of things. Okay, on the good side, this movie does build on the heart of The Sopranos. The Sopranos is built on the mafia genre's legacy. Start in the 20s, you've got like Howard Hughes movies like Scarface, and you kind of end with the Irishman level. You start from purely technical sides of the mafia, how things operate, and then you end with, at least where we are right now, very emotional, seeing how this type of world breaks down characters and leaves them alone. And in the middle of that, you've got The Godfather, Casino, you've got Goodfellas, and then you've got The Sopranos, which helped push the story into a much more personal level. It was a huge part of that. And this movie, the best thing about it is that it gives you an understanding of Tony Soprano, which is so much more than I was expecting from this movie. But it is not about Tony Soprano. So starting where we start getting into some problems, the trailer makes this movie such a problem because it told audiences this is about Tony Soprano. What makes the show great of The Sopranos is that you can tell that Tony is haunted throughout the entire thing. The movie hints at this with the cinematography. In The Sopranos, Tony is haunted by the figures of the past, the shoulders of the giants that he's standing on. And this movie is filmed in a way that turns these characters, the people that came before Tony, into mythical giants. It's not filmed with the level of realism that you have in The Sopranos. But here's the thing. Not knowing a lot about those characters that came before made them into like these ghosts in this movie that you could feel haunted the characters. And it's one of the reasons that The Sopranos works so well. I feel like, do we need to actually unlock these mysteries? If you say we're going to show what's haunting Tony, we're going to show what's haunting all these characters, those are huge shoes to fill. And I think that is why you can't escape the feeling going into it, is this a money grab? And that keeps coming back to me after having seen it. Is this a money grab? Is this necessary? Warner Brothers, did we need to do this? That's a genuine question. Did we need to do this? And I would say this movie is better than it had any right to be. But I think that there is a danger in this type of storytelling that makes the audience feel like, hey, it's okay to untangle the mysteries that make for great storytelling. And I feel like that's dangerous because the mystery is part of what builds up great stories like The Sopranos. And if you kind of break them down a little bit, you start feeling like this changes The Sopranos a little bit, and that gets dangerous because you're changing the story based on what you tell people. I think that we're lucky with The Many Saints of Newark. It introduced mystery along the way. It doesn't mess with the original Sopranos mythos too much. It doesn't soil the original. But I think that gets into how is this movie in and of its own, and I think you got to think about someone who's never seen The Sopranos before. Hey, I haven't seen The Wire. It's a reality. Not everyone watches everything. I think that it doesn't work for someone who hasn't seen The Sopranos, and I think that this is a prequel without a central story. Seeing the two rival gangs that are going on, seeing things like the Newark riots that are happening. What I'm going to say is if you're not a fan of this show, none of this stuff feels like it connects. It doesn't, I think, have a well-rounded story. I don't think the story is strong enough to live up on its own. Meaning that, like, if you haven't seen The Sopranos, I'm sorry, this is not going to work. And I think that points more to a lack of strength in the story of this movie. I feel like it should work on its own. And of course you get an understanding from the show, but I don't think you should have to have seen the show in order for this movie to work. And the fact that you have to, I don't think is strong. I don't think that's a good thing. This movie did a good job of building something out of The Sopranos story. This gives fans more of The Sopranos without hurting the reputation of the show. But I think we'd be better off without it. I don't think that we should make this type of storytelling okay. Untangling mysteries, I think that is very dangerous. We knew that part of what was wrong about Tony is that he was so obsessed with the greatness of the past. But we don't need to show that. I really don't think we need to show that, hey, guess what? They were as messed up as you are, Tony. It feels like it is a lesser Scorsese work. It feels like it doesn't fully understand what made The Sopranos great because of that mystery. And I don't think it pushes the mafia mythos either to the next level. I don't know if there is a next level, but this doesn't push it. And I'm going to say, ironically, David Chase, the creator of The Sopranos, was pissed off that this was simultaneous releasing on HBO Max. He said it's taking away from the moviness of this story. It deserves to be seen on the big screen. It's how it was designed. And I'm going to have to say it doesn't, because this is not a movie. This is a really high quality DVD extra for super fans of The Sopranos. Thank you very much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments, because I'm probably wrong. Let me know what you think about The Sopranos. Let me know what you think about The Many Saints of Newark. And please subscribe to 5 Minute Critic for future updates on reviews and movie news.